like ruin this. Oh no! We're going on the road today. Well, our taste buds are. We don't really have the budget for a trip, but we can cook food from across the country. Today, I'm making something I've been super curious about, Cincinnati chili. You might think that's a little out of left field, being in New England for me, but I listen to the podcast Beach Too Sandy, Water Too Wet, hosted by the dynamic duo Xandy and Schiefer, and they're from Cincinnati. Premise of the show, read 1-star review in the most dramatic fashion. The challenge was to get reviews written by tourists of Skyline Restaurant Chili. Imagining myself as a tourist, I could be turned away from chili described as swill in a Yelp review, but it rather inspired me. Let's put this controversial dish to the test and make sure not to twirl our forks. This is Sweetly Savory.
Start off by dicing up about 2 cups of onion, small enough so they get soft quickly, but not so small they disappear in the chili. I know that ingredient list is a bit lengthy, so I've put it on my website linked below. Next up are seasonings. I set them aside in pinch bowls to quickly toss in. I really like the way that the chili, cumin, and cocoa powder look together, which makes things interesting later. I'm using my cast iron Dutch oven today, but any large pot will do. Making sure it's warmed up over medium heat, put in your ground beef, and use a spatula or a potato masher to break up the meat. I've come to prefer a potato masher for things like this. The meat will cook faster and it'll be reminiscent of what you'll get in a restaurant. Add in the diced onions and finish breaking up the meat. Return the cover, but don't forget to season with a little salt. Salt will not only add flavor, but help the onions sweat or soften. As we learn in salt, fat, acid, heat, salt weakens pectin, an undigestible carbohydrate, allowing vegetables to soften as they cook. Let the meat brown. This may take 5 to 10 minutes total depending on the size of your pebbles and cooking pot. Pour in the plain tomato sauce and beef stock. Combine these and then bring to a boil. This was around the time I noticed there was a creepy smiley face, foreshadowing what hysteria was to come. After about 20 minutes, everything should have thickened and cooked down. And adding in those spices is going to make everything smell a bit different. Just remove that bowl. You don't need that. I did stick my face in the pot a few times just to get a hearty whiff. I was in uncharted territory. While this is all stewing, you can prepare spaghetti or have leftover pasta like I did. My assumption from the Yelp reviews is that this is all served lukewarm, but my pasta is cold and chili hot. Does that cancel it out to lukewarm? Before we taste test this concoction, make sure to add the toppings onion and cheddar cheese.
Now I've done enough takes for my opening that my chili is now the appropriate room temperature probably, with awkwardly melted cheese, and this was cold spaghetti that I had. I'm super curious and also very scared because putting cocoa powder into chili just sounds really terrifying to me. Without further ado, okay, trying not to twirl my fork. I actually really like it. I get a lot of heat from the chili, and the chili powder and the cayenne. Oh, there were just so many like awkward seasonings, like putting allspice and cinnamon and chili. And you can't even taste the cocoa powder. Like, it's kind of buried, but it adds to the warmth of all the rest of the flavors. It's just so unsuspecting. And I hope that I wouldn't be disappointed going to a Skyline restaurant and trying it there. Why are people hating on this? I was so skeptical. Quite frankly, a little scared, putting all these strange ingredients together. I'm gonna put all of this on my Tumblr, all of my sources, and where you can find the podcast Beach Too Sandy, Water Too Wet. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again next time on Sweetly Savory.